You don't have to have a very expensive degree in exercise physiology that you still haven't paid off in order to know that if your hips are locked up and not moving well, it's going to affect how a lot of things move and work in your body. So in this video, I want to show you an exercise that's really good at helping you unlock your hips. And I'll show you a few ways to build up to this exercise and also how you can use this exercise to help you understand your own movement capacity. So the exercise is a Cossack slider. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to get into this wide stance. And we're going to just come over to one side and we can pause here, but we're going to stay nice and low and rock over to the other side. So essentially what we're doing is we're just rocking back and forth here in this one plane. Now sometimes when people do this, they'll kind of come to one side and they'll turn a bit, or they might knee might come forward more. We need to understand this exercise is moving in one plane only. So we're moving side to side. If we're coming to one side and we're rotating, it's probably indicative that we need a little bit more work around some of the muscles, either at the front or the back of the hip here. And you'll notice when you do this exercise, we're loading a lot of these muscles that insert into your pelvis, back and front. So we're loading into adductors, we're loading up the glutes as we come back, and all these muscles that insert into our pelvis. So if we're finding on one side we're kind of having to lean forward more, or we're rotating, or we kind of knee comes forward, we might have to do some work on those muscles to get here. And that's probably a good point to make, that in my Stretch Yourself Strong system, this would be a phase 2 exercise. So we would go through some phase 1 work first to get here, where we're isometrically loading muscles and building our range of motion. Now you can also do this, coming down, rocking onto one heel, and rocking onto a heel on each side. You'll notice that does load your adductors more. And so that's another version you can do. You could also grab a weight or something and add a little bit of extra load into this. It's also a nice way to progress it. But if you can't get there, a few things you can do. Grabbing a TRX, straps, could be a towel on a pole. And we're going to use this just for a little bit of support. Now, there's a number of reasons that you might not be able to get into the full exercise. It could be, not strong through your glutes. It could be lacking range of motion in anything from your calves to your hamstrings. This is going to help us build up that capacity. Okay, so taking a wide leg stance, I'm going to rock over to one side. I'm just using these as I need to give myself a bit of support. Now, if you're someone who tried the first version and you are twisting out of it, this can be good also to train your brain around just moving in that one line. If you're still looking to build up your capacity, both range of motion and strength at your extended range of motion through your adductors, for example, you might rock down and push this right foot down hard into the ground so you can feel all of these muscles loading. So you're getting an isometric contraction at that extended range. That's important for allowing the body to use that range of motion, which is the whole point of the Stretch Yourself Strong thing. We want our range of motion to be transferable to other things. So another way we could build up our capacity a bit more is by using a slider or a fancy thing on wheels like I have here, to also give yourself a little bit of support and drop down as you slide out here. And with this, you want something that moves very well, because what you're trying to do is control the speed at which the slider moves along the ground. Essentially, as it slides, I'm using these muscles to contract it back in. I'm trying to control the speed at which it is moving away from my body. So this is not only a good prep for the full exercise, it's probably also a good progression. Something else you can do here is what we call a variable angle isometric. So as I start to push away, I'm going to push into the ground, the slider, whatever it is, 5 to 10 seconds hard as I can at different spots along my full range. So I'm getting 5 to 10 second contractions. So I not only improve my capacity for the full movement, I get strong at different points along it. So we don't have any sticking points in our strength through this full range. So as mentioned, this would be a phase 2 strategy in Stretch Yourself Strong, doing some adductor work and hamstring work, all these muscles that load into the pelvis in order for us to get into this position. If you want more on those strategies, you can grab my book in the link somewhere, or it's on Amazon, or check out our programs. I'll see you in the next one.